Today we're going to talk about the Sixth Amendment right to counsel. Imagine you've been falsely accused of murder, and you find out your trial is only 3 months away. Without a lawyer, would you know how to prepare for your trial? Would you know what to do once you got to trial? Do you think it'd be easier to deal with all of this with a lawyer's help? I'm sure most of you are thinking, obviously. But note that getting help from a lawyer can be pretty expensive. What do you do if you don't have extra money lying around for this? That's what the Sixth Amendment aims to help with. Here's the text of the Sixth Amendment in full. Feel free to pause this video and read it if you'd like. But for our purposes, recognize that the Sixth Amendment says, in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to assistance of counsel for his defense. This language gives us the Sixth Amendment right to counsel. The courts have interpreted the Sixth Amendment right to counsel to mean that it gives you the right to be given legal counsel, aka a lawyer, in criminal proceedings if you cannot afford a lawyer. So who gets this right? Those who cannot afford a lawyer get what right? They get the right to be given a lawyer by the court. This is usually in the form of a public defender. When do you get the Sixth Amendment right to legal counsel? You're given this free lawyer for all critical stages of a criminal prosecution. Let's unpack this a little bit. When exactly is a criminal prosecution occurring? A criminal prosecution happens usually after you're formally charged with a crime and the state is actively trying to convict you of this crime. So basically, you know you're going to have to defend yourself in court. When is a critical stage? A critical stage happens at things like trials, when you're entering into a plea deal, during physical lineup IDs, and more. To understand your Sixth Amendment right to a free lawyer, you also have to understand somewhat your Fifth Amendment right to a free lawyer. So the Sixth Amendment gives you a free lawyer if you cannot afford one in criminal cases. And this lawyer is really meant to help you defend your criminal case when the state is trying to prosecute you. So again, this lawyer is really meant to help you navigate the court system in those criminal charges against you. The Fifth Amendment also gives a free lawyer to those who cannot afford one. But this lawyer is meant to help you navigate your rights, like your right to remain silent. You get this lawyer when you're in police custody being interrogated. Now, this lawyer can be given to you regardless if you've been charged of a crime or not, and regardless if the state is trying to prosecute you. That lawyer is solely to help you during those interrogations. So, you're probably thinking, a free lawyer if I can't afford one to help me navigate trial? That sounds great. And yes, the Sixth Amendment right to legal counsel is really important because it helps people who cannot afford a lawyer figure out the legal system. In turn, this promotes justice by giving people with less money a better shot at proving their innocence. But it's important to recognize that our system in place is not perfect. So even though you've been told that you get a free public defender in criminal cases if you cannot afford an attorney, there can be some small fees associated with this. Now, if you cannot pay these fees, this doesn't mean you're not going to get your Sixth Amendment right to counsel. You still will be provided a lawyer regardless. Some of the fees are things like an application fee for a public defender, which in Ohio we have this, and it's around $25. Another downside to public defenders is the public defender program is very underfunded. As a result, public defenders are super busy. One lawyer who works as a public defender may have hundreds of cases to manage at once. Now this means hundreds of clients. Additionally, you don't get to actually choose your lawyer, the court does. And they do this by appointing, usually, a public defender to you. Now, you may be worried that you don't get to pick who represents you, but the Sixth Amendment says that this lawyer must still be effective for you. So, if you're ever wrongfully charged with a crime, or even if you're charged with a crime you did commit, and you want a lawyer to help you, but you cannot afford one, remember that the Sixth Amendment guarantees that you must be given a lawyer. So rest assured that you won't have to figure out all of this on your own. This concludes my presentation on the Sixth Amendment right to counsel.